IGCSE Computer Science, Syllabus Statement 1.5a, Show Understanding of Computer Ethics. Final topic, and each video of this topic is going to be really short, so yeah, let's do it. So computer ethics kind of links with security, but it's more of the ethical aspect, so like more of the the people, more the people than the actual theory of like how stuff works. So yeah. So computer ethics is a set of laws or principles or rules or whatever you want to say that regulate the use of computers. And computer ethics covers 3 points: intellectual property rights, privacy issues, and impact of computers on society. Now, let's address these points. So, intellectual property rights covers like copying of software without the permission of whoever owns that software. And privacy issues covers like hacking or hacking or illegal access to a person's personal data. And impacts of computers on society covers like job losses, social impacts, and so on. Now the good thing is, we don't need to know about all of this. We need to know that ethics covers these points. We need to know like some examples, but we don't need to go like full in depth. But we do need to know a little bit about plagiarism as well as no, that's it. And then we can the next statement has to do with free software, freeware, and shareware, and then that pretty much ends the topic. So I mean, the main part of ethics is free software, freeware, and shareware. That's the only sort of theory part. So use of the internet has increased plagiarism. So what is plagiarism? Well, plagiarism is the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. So like, if I don't know, I'm trying to think of someone. Actually, no. Let's say person A, like, steals person B's idea, or software or whatever they steal, and then, like, sort of produces like, okay, let's take music for example. So person B produces really dope music. Person A likes this music. He's like, maybe I can take this music and change it a bit, sell it. Maybe I can do something. So person A takes person B's music and then changes it a tiny bit, and then says, "Oh yeah, this is totally mine. I totally created this. Yeah, give me some money. I got spent all this hard work creating this." When in fact, person B spent all that work creating that. Person A just stole it and changed it a bit. So that's plagiarism. Quoting a person's ideas is fine, but some form of acknowledgement has to be made so that others know of the idea's originator, so who created that, who had that idea. And this is usually done by referencing sources of information at the end of the document. So, for example, in history essays, you might have like a reference page where you say, okay, I use these sources from this like in my essay. So, so it's good to do that. It's good practice because you're not breaking any laws or anything, and everyone's happy. And that's it. IGCSE Computer Science, Syllabus Statement 1.5b, distinguish between free software, freeware, and shareware. So, free software, freeware, and shareware are different types of software. So we'll look at each of these, and yeah, that's it. We'll look at them. Let's just get started. There's no introduction needed. It's just... Okay, so in free software, users have the right to run, copy, change, or adapt it. The user is guaranteed the freedom to study and modify the source code of the software, and they are also allowed to pass modified or unmodified source code on to others, and of course use source code in their own programs as well. But users aren't allowed to add source code from software which isn't described as free software. So if you take free software and you add source code from something that isn't free software, that's not allowed. But if you take free software and add source code that is also from another free software, that's fine. It's all free software. they're not allowed to produce software that copies existing software that has copyright laws. Um, so, yeah, that's as it says. They're not allowed to adapt software such that it infringes copyright laws that protect other software. So, yeah, they're not allowed to do that. So even if free software has these all these benefits and whatever, then it's important that users don't do that. And they're also not allowed to use the source code to produce software which is seen as offensive by third parties. Freeware is a little bit different. Yeah, of course it's a bit different because, freeware can be downloaded for free off the internet. But unlike free software, freeware has copyright laws. So the user isn't allowed to study or modify the source code. But they're just allowed to get it for free. And, yeah. Shareware is kind of like free software, but works a bit differently. So users are allowed to try this type of software for free, but for a period of time. And at the end of this time, the user must pay a fee to continue using it. So we kind of see this, like when they say, 30-day trial for the software, and then at the end of the 30-day trial, your trial is up, but you can buy the software. It's kind of like that. So when the fee is paid, then the user is registered with the software originator, and the user is offered free updates and software support. And also in many cases, the trial version of this type of software is missing features which the full version has. It's also important to know that this type of software is fully protected by copyright laws. So the user is not allowed to use the source code in any of their own software, and permission must be obtained by the software originator in order to share this type of software with other people. IGCSE Computer Science, Syllabus Statement 1.5c, and this is the final video for theory. So this statement is really, really short. Like, you just have to know this. Ethical issues are raised as electronic communication continues to grow, and malware such as viruses and hacking puts users at risk when data is transmitted. Yeah, so like we pretty much talked about security and ethics. So this statement is kind of, there's not that much to know, because we've already covered like everything. So yeah. So this video is more of a conclusion. So that'll be the title. It's conclusion. So yeah, it's been a good course. Wait, no, hang on. That's not what I should say. No, it's been a great experience getting to create these videos, because allows me to teach other people in computer science and help them with in their individual topics. So I've pretty much broken down the course into these videos so that if people struggle with one thing, they can just click on that video and say, okay, I struggle with this thing. Let's see if anyone can help me. Click on that video, and there they get help. So that's pretty much the reason why I created this whole thing. This is why I've done it. It's also helped me learn a few things as well through research, and it's got me to learn the course. So yeah, it's been great. So that's the end of the theory course, but I'll be back with paper 2, and then we can call it an end when we do that. So thanks for watching this entire time. And then our next thingy is paper 2 covers practical problem solving and programming, which in my opinion is slightly easier because there's less to learn, but also it's just because I'm better at problem solving and programming than theory, so I guess it's just an opinion. But yeah, we'll get through that. So yeah, thanks for watching through the course, and see you guys when I see you guys.